My name is Ty Handy, and I'm the president of Northwest Florida State College, and it gives me great pleasure to be able to represent the faculty and staff of Northwest Florida State College and of the Collegiate High School to say welcome to the graduating class of 2013. Congratulations, graduates. I have two sons that in the past few years got to pass through this milestone, and if they're like you are, you had family, loved ones, friends who rolled you out of bed in the morning, made sure that you had your studies done late in the evening, took that electronic device away from you when it needed to come away so that you could focus on your studies. Whatever they did to help and support you, I'd like to ask you to stand as graduates and turn and thank those who supported you through your educational years. Please, graduates, stand up and say thank you. I have three introductions to make tonight. There's a number of platform guests that you'll meet later, but we have three special guests with us, members of the college and the high school board of trustees, and they volunteer their time, their talent, their energy to provide governance and guidance for the college. They're appointed by the governor of the state, and I'm pleased to introduce Paul Foster, vice chair of the board. Michael Flint, board member. And Rachel Gillis, board member. Thank you for all that you do. Now on to the important parts of this ceremony.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Hey! Like Dr. Handy said, can we get one more round of applause for everyone, our family? My name is Taylor Mobley, and here we have
Sky Coatsy, Sonata Vallejo.
Collegiate High School is such a memorable school. I really can't think of where to begin with this speech. I can say so many great things about the faculty, the students that you see here before you, and the opportunities that I've been given. But I guess really the only place that I can begin is at the start of it all. I remember my first day at boot camp, sophomore year, where I was in no way, shape, or form ready for the work that was about to be unloaded on me. Then the first week, we had 3 different books we were supposed to be reading on top of an insane workload. One of those books came from our math class. Let me repeat that again. We had to read a book for our math class. I remember just about halfway through the year, we got a new student. His name was Justin Broderick. He came up to me, his arms filled with books, bags all over him. I was like, don't worry, if you feel like a patent, you're doing it right. But in all seriousness, there's a lot more to boot camp than just the hard work. Every teacher we've had in our sophomore year was amazing. They really prepared us for what we would experience in our college years to come. I remember you could find Miss Cook, who would always be playing puzzles or games with her students before classes. There was Miss Wood, who had tests on how to take notes and notes on how to take tests. There was Miss Vincent, who you could find following penny trails that she could donate, or would be throwing marshmallows at her students, namely Danny Chang. And there was also Miss Crofton, who could probably find your comma splice even if she went blind. And there was even Miss Cruikshank, or as we knew her then, Miss Rogers. And she could always make American history fun as long as you could avoid the wrath of others. And finally, we could never forget Mr. Hamilton, whom you could trust knew more about the shrimp and their activities in the Gulf than just about anyone else. Now, one aspect of Collegiate that has impressed me the most is that the teachers never really treated us like a bunch of, well, students. Each and every one of us is always treated like a respected young adult. And that has always been something that's really stood out to me and that I've really appreciated about the school. And my other favorite part of the school has been the student body, but that goes without saying. Now, I know that most of us were forced to come here against our will when we first started. I know I was. But I'm grateful that my parents put me in Collegiate to show my true potential. When it comes to the people in front of you, it's as if you took all the best people from every nearby school and put them into one big cooking pot where they could share ideas, interact, and grow immensely. And not only is this class brilliant, they also know how to have a lot of fun. In our sophomore year, we'd always be getting up to, getting into shenanigans, such as turning people's bags, completing the cinnamon challenge, competing in the Nerf war, or even sneaking off campus to get some Mickey D's. But as a sophomore, I never would have guessed that we'd grow up to be such a close-knit family. And today, here we are, one big family, and I'm going to pass it on to Sky to continue the speech.
From the start of senior year, we all had our eyes set on one thing, graduation. But when the number of days left in high school reached the 2 digits, the reality and momentous meaning of our time here at the Collegiate High School hit hard. In the beginning, we were eager to graduate and just be done with it all. But as our final year drew to a close, we began to reminisce all the memories we formed together throughout our time at Collegiate. Each day with friends and family became more precious as we made memories together at prom and on the senior class trip to Orlando. And who could forget capstone? We all bonded over the stresses and successes of our senior projects. Weeks flew by as we worked towards finishing classes, and to our relief, suddenly March marked the end of the capstone experience. Soon we were done with finals, and the school year drew to a close. The collegiate class of 2013 has grown close over the past 3 years, in serving our community, working hard to attain our goals, and celebrating our accomplishments, and in making steps towards realizing our dreams. The decision to come to Collegiate was difficult for many, but we all came here aspiring to reach above and beyond what we were comfortable with. We don't believe in limits to what we can achieve. Whether or not we realize it, we also grew as people during our time at Collegiate. We became hard workers accustomed to performing at our best, and more adept at adapting to social and academic environments in a college setting. Senior year was difficult, with balancing college applications, completing capstone assignments, and passing our final classes for our AA degree. In these stressful times, many of us learned to appreciate what was around us. Instead of being too concentrated on not tripping on the ground beneath us, or on what lay much further ahead, we learned to cherish times with our friends and family in the present, and to savor the experiences and rewards the school has undoubtedly afforded us. Every notable event such as this should have significance because it makes us feel important and accomplished. We should also simply make us feel happy for what we have achieved. We're all anxious and maybe a little sad because life is suddenly pulling us in 1,000 different directions away from what we know, and we're not really sure which way to go. Despite all of that, we finally made it against each of our own personal struggles, and we're done. We have all worked very hard to get here today. We're now ready to face our futures, enriched by our first-rate education and fantastic memories. We're now about to enter a time in which we must embrace the many changes and accept to face the challenges ahead with what lies in every single one of us here, our drive to succeed. I'll now let Sonata close our commencement speech.
First off, I'd like to take the time to congratulate everyone. Awesome job, class of 2013. I'll now close out this year's commencement address by saying a little bit about the bright future ahead of us. Even though we all have a different future ahead of us as we leave Collegiate, we do have one thing in common. As students of Collegiate, we've all set high standards to succeed. The work ethic and determination that we have developed here will not leave us as we move into the next phase of our lives. The American entrepreneur and inventor Steve Jobs once said, "Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice." And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They, somehow, already know what you truly want to become. As graduates, some of us already know exactly what we want to become, and can see clearly the path laid out ahead of us. There are some of us that are still unsure. But these wise words from an American legend, visionary, and creative genius can give us all some peace of mind to know that the answer is already inside of us. Today's graduation marks the beginning of our adult lives. Even though this is an exciting day, the saddest part about leaving CHS is leaving behind the friends and teachers that we've seen almost every day for the past few years and gotten to know so well. We made it through this experience together with the incredible support of our families, friends, and mentors. The diplomas we're about to receive mean something about us. They mean that we did not give up, and they mean that we leaned on each other for support through even the most challenging of times. The world is ours right now, and the future is ours to discover. Let this diploma be a reminder that there is no obstacle too difficult to overcome and no path too steep to climb. Once again, congratulations, class of 2013.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Julie Kate, and it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker for this evening, Ms. Charlotte Cotton. Most of us know that Mrs. Cotton was Collegiate's founding director.